All right. Good morning, America. Another day on the river here. Shout out to Kevin at Eek Acres and Bridget. 2 days post-op, and it's going through some things, Anytime they operate on your plumbing, it's, I don't think anybody likes that. I sure wouldn't. But God bless everybody, and I hope your life journey is everything you hope. And here in Puyallup, Washington, it's overcast a little bit. A little chilly morning, too, about, 65, something like that. Feels chilly. Some asshole in a truck hit a girder on one of the bridges on our main highways, and looks like they're going to have one lane on Highway 167 for a long time. We're talking a traffic nightmare. So, hats off to the truck driver. Hey, measure that height, see how high your load is, whatever. But I tore into some Social Security stuff, and it looks like I'm going to be okay. How they come up with all the numbers, like for the rideshare, they did. The explanation I got was, well, if we don't have information on the next 2 months, we just carry over what you did this month and make it the same for these months. Now, they said, well, send us evidence and proof, or we're going to use that to determine your eligibility. I said, okay. And I started looking through my Uber documents, and it looks like I'm going to be good. I might have 1 month, maybe 2, where I was over. And I asked about the deductions. How do you give us the business deductions? And the Social Security fellow says, well, when we do allow those deductions on your SE, they look at your S self-employment part of your 1040, your SE form, self-employment, and determine your write-offs, this, that, and the other. And I said, well, I asked another question, and I can't remember what it was, but he goes, well, with the rideshare, it gets complicated. And he goes, I got to go. So, can't really get an answer, I was up and out the door at 3:30 in the morning. Some of my last runs here for this month, and I start my new job. Go out and do something else for a while. Work as electric administrator. I have to risk my life driving on the friggin' road. And it's dangerous out here. Make no mistake. Met a veteran who had served in combat, and he said, I lost more friends in the motor pool in peacetime than I did in combat. I tell people, you join the military, don't think you can't get killed in the motor pool in peacetime. But anyways, it's another day, man. Another day. I'm hoping to get this situation squared away and get this stupid electric system. The sun is doing the work. We're going to do Saturday, but I guess he's going to work Saturday morning. So we'll hopefully get this done Saturday or close to it. I'll be thankful. I hate letting stuff ride, Buck letting it ride. Been looking at what's going on, with these equity firms. I guess they're staging themselves to buy these farms that are going under because they can't sell a soybean. Something tells me there's something wrong with that. And the vice president has ownership in one of these equity firms, huh? Bill Gates buying up farms? What's going on here? I've been bitching about the equity firms, companies buying up single-family dwelling units. Well, these people are probably foreigners. I don't know that. They front it with a Caucasian American woman who works for them. And she says something like this: I want to buy your home. I'll pay you cash. You can move out under your terms. And God bless anybody who owns a home and sells it and gets the best profit you can. I get it. You'd be a fool not to. But our politicians are allowing this to happen. They're allowing this crap to promulgate, whatever, throughout our region, driving up rents, putting out the elderly, homeless, low-income people, without regard to them. So this is our politicians. And I don't see how the people in Washington State can continue to re-elect these people. King County, again, as an employee, they stolen $3 million over 11 years. It only took 11 years to catch her. A woman. So imagine that, going in work every day, the person smiling. Hey, how you doing, Billy? Jenny, and all you good-looking people, and turning around and ripping you off. No accountability. None. How do they keep electing the same boneheads in this state who spend and spend and spend like they're the ones printing money? No, they're not printing money here. They're just running a deficit, a state deficit that we can't get out of now. We're close to it. And so what happens in the future, kids, listen up, is we have to make cuts. You lose your job, you lose benefits. And maybe you bought a house, maybe you bought a car. No, bad move. Don't buy a car right now, I'll tell you that. These insurance companies are really sticking it to us. I moved over to USAA, not a paid advertisement here, and saved $200 a month, from $384 to $170. More than that, $210. Come on, it's a lot of money. And then to find out this whistleblower talked about most of this money's going to commissions and... Sorry, my back's killing me. Where does it end? What point do we stop getting ripped off? $30 million missing from labor and industry. They were supposed to develop a medical records keeping system. Money's gone, nobody's talking. That was 10 years ago they gave the money. And still have done nothing. So when government gets so big that they fumble the football every time because they don't know how to hang on to a football. But you think the palms aren't getting greased? Our former governor, again, I'm on this time, Jay Inslee. 50-unit tiny home village. Okay. $150 million. All right. So you can sell those when the program grows, tits up, or whatever. $100 a piece to a contractor who can actually move it. $150 million. That's $3 million a piece. You think somebody's palm's not getting greased? Yeah, it's getting greased. We could have bought, 300 homes for $500,000 a piece throughout the region. Duplex, fourplex, multiplex, whatever. And their investment of the money would have been protected, maybe even grown, with the sale of the real estate down the road to maybe families who have disabled parents and kids and chance at ownership, the pride of ownership. But no, we're not working for the people. We know who we're working for. The fucking government. slime balls. And even Social Security can't even explain, when I do a math problem in electrical, I have a problem. Below it, I write the solution. Okay? And then I come up with the answer. They cannot give me, I give them the problem. They cannot explain to me or send me or write a solution as to how you claim what. I called them some time ago. I couldn't get into the thing. They blocked me from access during an overpayment collection. I couldn't report anything, at least online. And I mean, it's just all a big fucking mess. You can't report the income. Well, it was during an overpayment collection. I didn't get a letter for my appeal to say, hey, dumbass, here's what's going on. Nothing. Just and they took 100% of the income, this government, during 2022, when the rules were 10 to 15% on an overpayment, if you're indigent, and I was. So they can do what the fuck they want. President Trump didn't have to come out and give the big bill, and say you can collect half on an overpayment. Fuck him. He's an idiot. He is really fun. It's only 3 more years and he's out. And listen, there's probably going to be heads rolling. I bet you that we're hearing J.D. Vance owns part of this equity firm that's buying up farmland. So we kicked the bucket out from underneath the farmer. And they can't pay the taxes of land they've had from generations. And then the government sells it to the highest bidder. Well, who do you think that is? Yeah, we know who, and if it's a closed sealed bid, oh boy. Oftentimes they're closed sealed bids. You don't get to bid out loud, and when it comes to these things. And looks like we're being hoodwinked. The young people in the neighborhoods that are poor, boy, you're getting fucked over, big time, big time. People keep re-electing these leaders here in Washington, and it's just spend. And I get it. We need social programs for people. I need some help. I'm disabled with rheumatoid arthritis. There's a knuckle buster there, huh? Looks like fucking Mount St. Helens, and it's infected. It's fucked up. So, see the doctor again. But we're getting hosed down, folks. Big time. Big time fucking hosed down. Whew. Remember, Guinness. 1 a day, doctor recommended. Huh? Good stuff. That's not a paid commercial. I see trouble on the horizon. I don't read all these things. I see headlines on the YouTube and whatnot, but I question and I go, is this really happening? The collapse is coming. The end is coming. But everyone's getting up, going to work. I've been through these nice neighborhoods where people seem to be doing fine. So, I don't know. I know the MAGA people are a little upset with the... We got to have Willie Nelson come out and do another Farm Aid, for fuck's sake. Really? Fuck them all, man. Not a bunch of fucking dogs. I remember when they built Chambers Bay where they had the U.S. Open some years ago here. And everybody hated it. It was the Scottish grass. The ball bounced all over the fucking place. Well, there was $12 million borrowed from the Pierce County budget, the county budget. Never heard nothing if that money got paid back. But using public funds to finance these, high-end, yuppity class things, boy, I'll tell you, that just looks bad on the front there. It's probably going to clear up today and get a little nice. I'm glad. I was up and out at 3:30 in the morning. Be my last month doing this. I'll be working as electric administrator, At least I know what to report, right? Make whatever you make, you report that, that's it. I don't have business write-offs with it. I'm not running around like a fucking idiot, driving in traffic, trying to keep myself alive. These crazy fuckers tailgating you, a lot, big lights on. I'll be glad when that's over. To be honest with you. I'll be glad. Here's to you. Kids are the ones getting fucked over, young people. And their trouble is yet to get here. They're going to figure out that it isn't what they said. Not what they said. Look what they do. In time to run up for their elections, and they're kissing our ass and giving us all this lip service. We tired of that. I'm sick and fucking tired of it. But what's going to happen? I don't know. They're closing down a bunch of Starbucks. I always thought they grew too big for their britches, They do that up front, these corporations. And then when they do, shut down Rite Aid. It's closed. Every Rite Aid store closed. They're closing. Starbucks, a bunch of them are. Good for them. Fuck, $5, $6, $7 for a coffee? And it's not coffee. They have whipped cream, sugar, and you see all the girls going there, all fat. Big bucket of cheese puffs. They stick their head in it. It's like a Slurpee. Fucking cheese. Cheese puffs all over their face. That's fucked up. We see obesity wonder why kidney dialysis places are popping up all over. And I know I'm all over the place today, but that's meant to be. I shoot from the hip. Deep shit. Deep shit. I'm willing to bet, though, that after this guy leaves office, there's going to be some criminal investigations from the other side. How do you, Ronald Reagan said I wouldn't capitalize on the presidency. However, these people in office do capitalize. That's what they're about. But they use the office to do it. So, it all stinks from here to high hell to me. Really sucks. Really a bad deal. For Americans. The housing market here is just tanked. It's just tanked. Nobody's buying houses. Why would you? It's because we got to pay back some of the debt, some of the inflation, and all that. All our planners really looking out for us. You know, if you're a young homeowner, husband and wife with a kid, you know, boy, you better have some money stashed because if something goes wrong, car accident, you're injured, you know, boy, you're fucked. You're totally fucked. The siren's always screaming. Hopefully I'll be living out at the Veterans Village here real soon, and it's a real quiet, peaceful place as compared to the Patsy Sir Apartments there at 38th and G Street. What a hell all that is. Brand new $36 million development, and what a piece of shit, you know. The building's stifling hot when it's warm out. No air circulation. There's no AC allowed for the tenants, but the employees have a whole full floor AC, modern stuff. Parking lot out back. No parking for the tenants. No parking. 2-hour parking during the day. You go shuffle your car all day. How stupid is that? How fucking stupid. And then it put pressure when they did that. The designers didn't care even about the local businesses around it. And then the business people would come over, hey, we need you to move your car from in front of our business. You know, we have no parking. It's our only parking spot. I don't know. Who's planning all this shit? These fucking city council members, you know, they 3 years into a project for homeless in King County, and they paid all these social workers handsome salaries, benefit packages, cars, phones, you name it, fuel card. And they never did anything. They could never agree on, do we put a building up in the Soto district? Do we, you know, house people out in the boondocks? And, you know, but they all argued for 3 years. 3 fucking years. You know, they all got paid. Quite a few $1 million was thrown into that. And finally they said, that's the problem when you have social workers deciding on what's going to be built. That's a bad way of going. They're trained in other things, not building and, you know, construction, things like that. But anyways, I got to get a ton of paperwork done for these fucking Social Security. It causes me a shitload of anxiety, but I had to get to the place where I just said, fuck it. What's going to happen is going to happen. You know? It's going to happen, buddy. My mama's doing fine. She's got the best night of sleep the other night than she said ever. Just slept like, wow. Wonder why. But anyways, folks, I got nothing else to say. Keep plugging away. Don't give up. And those of you on Social Security I met a guy, a driver on rideshare. He's like me, Social Security disability, and he's driving, thinking that his deductions is going to keep him below the rate, so he doesn't have problems. But guess what? For those of you driving rideshare, if you're counting on your standard deduction and counting on Social Security to honor that tax structure, don't. They're going by your gross. What you made, gross. Which Uber, by the way, calls net. So the Uber net is your gross. Just wonder what Social Security is going to look at. And I'll bring you more of that when I have more details. I'm going to bring you the skinny, let you know what's happening. But anybody, everybody, God bless you. And I hope your life journey works out. Good. Again, a shout out to Kevin E. Cakers. It's a tough thing to go through. Having the Hubble telescope rammed up your name and address, God bless you guys.